Why are Americans obsessed with water bottles? In America, the people are hot and dry, they want something cold and wet. Most Americans are not obsessed with these things. But the people who are obsessed are making a bajillion TikToks about it. Having sturdy, reliable, fun-colored water bottles makes it way less likely to just grab a plastic water bottle from a shop. It's also become a bit of a fashion trend in its own right. But the impulse to always have water on hand to avoid causing pollution comes from a good place. You should look at the Yeti Coolers subreddit. Some of it is arguably mental illness. Water is freely available in most public areas. Therefore, a reusable bottle is very useful, efficient, practical, and sustainable. As far as being branded, IDK man, I'm still baffled at fixations on branded clothes. I'll say I haven't personally encountered anyone fixated on branded water bottles. But I can easily imagine that being a thing among the health nut subculture and others. As an American, I would like to know this as well. My wife, an owner of about 400 of these things, will not tell how this cult-like activity begins. A drink on the go that stays cold when it's hot or hot when it's cold is better than spending $3 multiple times a day at a convenience store or gas station. Less plastic pollution, multiple cups so you don't have to necessarily wash the same cup every day. You can also break the design down to a specific style that you're into. My wife has pretty flower tumblers and I have a few anime tumblers. I also have a good 10 water bottles of various sizes, shapes, and mouthpieces. Why do you guys and gals in Ireland have 50 different scarves? Not American, but 1. Useful. 2. Cute. 3. Useful and cute. 4. Brain wanna buy. 5. If can afford. Brain buys. What I find surprising is how people are so bothered by the Stanley Cups. It's not my taste, but if people wanna buy stuff for the sake of buying, let them. It seems to be an Australian thing too. People here spend heaps for branded water bottles like Yeti, and then they'd get them engraved. To be fair, Yeti bottles are insulated apparently, but a number of brands are as well, but cheaper. I was the engraver. Don't care for Stanley or Hydro Flask. Overpriced when there is dozens of cheaper metal insulated bottles. Mine is 40 ounces and does the same job for half the price. Buying 36-pack of water every 2 weeks is annoying and costly as well. We like to drink water. Reusable bottles are great. Some brands have better quality. I also have different sized ones for traveling needs. Is this not a thing in other countries? How do you drink your water on the go? Is it an American thing? They're everywhere here in the UK, although people don't care about branding so much. It's not all Americans. It's just influencers. Probably the same people who do an entire shine haul then throw 90% of it back to Goodwill. Regular people don't have the money or time to overly consume products like that. It's common to carry one for hydration. A small number of people have gotten out of control and seem to be more into collecting them than into the hydration factor of them. Why does every one of these posts claim Americans are obsessed with normal everyday things we use? It's a water bottle, a bottle that holds water or other liquids for you to drink. Not obsessed. We just use them. Judging by this site, it appears that Europeans are obsessed with the USA. I like cold water at the ready that doesn't sweat. Sue me. Reduces waste. I wouldn't say I am obsessed. It just kinda feels like a necessity really. 1. I live in the desert where we have practically, if not actually, negative humidity most of the year. We're thirsty boys and girls over here. 2. You should be drinking more water than you probably do daily, and this helps facilitate that by having my own personal supply of water with me. 3. Most of these bottles are insulated, so it keeps the ice water I got in this bad boy nice and cool all day. Again, I am in the desert where it's often hot as balls, so having cold water throughout the day is super nice. The alternative would be either buying a one-time use water from a vending machine several times a day, which financially makes 0 cents, or B, filling up one of the paper cups in the break up several times a day, which would suck cause the break room isn't very close and the water there is room temp. Or C, buy a bottle from the vending machine one time and fill it up several times from the dispenser in the break room, at which point I might as well just buy one really nice bottle that I don't have to toss out and can just refill all the time. So logically you just land on the later half of option C. Why do people make such blanket statements about Americans when this country is too diverse in culture, habits, identity, lifestyle, traditions, etc., depending on where they live? Hell, people 5 miles away from where I live, American here, are completely different than myself. The US is not like some of your more homogeneous countries, like Japan for example. So you can drink water? It's also easier to have multiple, so you can always have one washed and ready to switch out. As for why specific brands, those generally better quality, but more importantly they are status symbols, the same as a designer shoe, handbag, etc. If you enjoyed this video, please check out our playlists full of similar content. TooAfraidToAsk is like doom scrolling for your ears. Please like, share, and subscribe.